Hi, I'm Robert Osborne. If you were around for our last film, Plymouth Adventure, you saw Spencer Tracy in Technicolor and period clothes and a long way from the modern-day Tracy we saw in most of his films with Katharine Hepburn. It's also the Tracy that we bring you next in our next film. The title of the film is Northwest Passage. It's from MGM in 1940, and it's the first Technicolor film in which Tracy had appeared. It's also the first Technicolor movie to be directed by King Vidor. Vidor having been directing for 27 years at this point, but three-strip Technicolor at this point had only been around for the past 4 years. Well, our movie tells a really big, robust story, one which was originally intended to be but the first of several films based on a book called Northwest Passage by writer Kenneth Roberts, about the adventures of a frontiersman of the 1750s named Robert Rogers. Our movie is only based on part one of that book. The other parts were, alas, never filmed. Now, Robert Rogers was really quite a guy, an earthy frontier scout who headed a band of explorers known as Rogers Rangers, all of them searching for a Northwest Passage from New Hampshire to the Pacific coast. Most of the film was actually shot on location in British Columbia and Idaho. It was a huge undertaking, especially for the crew, because they had to shoot a film in three-strip Technicolor in those days, which required working with enormous and very heavy cameras, which was extremely difficult to maneuver. Well, add to that the enormous banks of lights required to brighten the scenes fully enough to be photographed in Technicolor back then. The results, however, were so impressive that the film received an Academy Award nomination for Best Color Cinematography. Well, here's the film also with Robert Young, Ruth Huzzy, and the great Walter Brennan. From 1940, Northwest Passage.